13 kitchen gadgets that help me speed up the meal process. Coming up next. Hi, my friends, it's Elizabeth with Amaze Apartment Homes in the beautiful NoDa District in Charlotte, North Carolina. And today we're going to talk about 13 kitchen gadgets that are going to help you speed up your meal prep process. Y'all, I don't know about you, but I subscribe to being a busy person with an enriched schedule, and I like to do speed meal prep. If you're interested in seeing more videos like this, make sure you click subscribe with the bell notification, click like, and also check out a virtual tour down in the description link below for a virtual tour with Amaze Apartment Homes in NoDa. Let's dive into number one for our kitchen gadgets that are gonna help you speed up your meal prep time. If you want your meal prep time to go much more quickly, these are the hacks for you. These are the kitchen gadgets. Number one, and all of these will be linked down below in the description link below with affiliate links, is a ringer. A ringer is a very powerful kitchen gadget tool. My dad actually shared this with me about 4 years ago. It's for your cast iron skillets, which we're gonna talk about for meal prep in a minute. But these are to clean your cast iron skillets. If you are not using cast iron skillets, we'll talk about that for number two, but you're gonna need to clean the daggone things. These ringers are actually chain link, and it's gonna clean out your cast iron skillet without having to destroy your cast iron skillet. Your cast iron skillet should last you decades, plural, should last you a long time, and the ringer is gonna help you clean it. How I sanitize this after cleaning my cast iron skillets is simply just putting it in the dishwasher to help clean it itself, or you could just use soapy dish detergent to clean off any sort of grease or meat particles or cooking particles from it. This will help save and clean your cast iron skillet. Kitchen hack number two, or kitchen gadget number two, is gonna be an actual cast iron skillet. I'm obsessed with Lodge cast iron skillet. This video is not sponsored by them, but Lodge, call me. I love their products. We've had them for a very, very long time. They're very thorough, sustainable. You can use them in the oven. And I talk about that on a lot of my Amaze Apartment Home YouTube videos down on the playlist. You'll see a minimalist type kitchen, having one type of item that can be repurposed for several different purposes, like a cast iron skillet. You can use the cast iron skillet in your oven, on your stove. If you go camping, you can use it for camping, like in the campfire, fire pit type thing. You can repurpose your cast iron skillet for a lot of different things if you take care of it by using a kitchen gadget like a ringer. But the cast iron skillets will prevent you from buying tons of pots and pans and excess items in your kitchen that you don't need. Too many items will slow down your meal prep process, and we want you to be out quick in the kitchen for your meal prep. The third kitchen gadget you're going to need is actually an olive oil or an avocado dispenser. I buy high quality grade avocado oil, high quality grade avocado oil in bulk. I don't keep that bulk item though in my kitchen. Again, that slows down meal prep when there's too many items in an apartment kitchen. The space needs to be very calculated, what's in your drawers and your pantries and things. So what I do, store that in a different spot in my apartment. If you want a video on that, put in the comments below learning more about that. But I will take my bulk avocado oil and put it in one of these dispensers. This dispenser actually makes it very easy when I'm drizzling olive oil during my meal prep or avocado in my meal prep. I can just take it, grab it, put it down. It goes very, very quickly in dispersing the avocado oil or olive oil. Kitchen gadget number four is gonna be having a caddy for all of your spices. You feasibly could put your olive oil in here, I just don't. I will link down below an affiliate link for a kitchen spice caddy like this one. I like this one because it's very thin and narrow. It can easily fit on my kitchen counter without taking up a tremendous amount of space. I actually got this on an after holiday sale. So you may very well have some sort of spice caddy already in there, but for my meal prep, I use very, very similar spices in there that I'm chronically pulling from and using within my meal prep each week. And so for your meal prep each week, have a spice caddy that you can pull out, either that stays on your kitchen countertop permanently, or you can pull it out from a space and leave it on your countertop when you're doing your meal prep. That leads us to kitchen gadget number 5 that's gonna help you with your meal prep. It's really not a gadget, it's a hack. This video is not sponsored by FreshJax, but I love their spices. They're Brunch Life spices. They have great cracked pepper that I use pretty much for every single egg breakfast dish in my meal prep. If you wanna see breakfast meal prep, let me know in the comments below. I also love FreshJax's Thai spice. We'll use that for a lot of meat seasonings during my meal prep. Lots of those. I do have in here too the crank grinder from Trader Joe's for my pink Himalayan salt, and I do have a grinder from Trader Joe's for pepper, but I prefer actually the FreshJax cracked pepper. It tastes better with eggs. So this caddy, literally I can pull it, I can move it. It helps when I'm quickly cooking to kind of have a dance. I'm dancing through my kitchen for my meal prep. The next kitchen gadget or kitchen hack would be having, and I mentioned earlier, I drizzle avocado oil during my meal prep time, but I use spray avocado. Of course, for a kitchen gadget, you could use a reusable one. I happened to find this one during one of my Marshall's haul, or I've seen it at TJ Maxx as well, but you can find these avocado sprays. I'll link down below one if you want to order one online. It's very simple because it has no chemicals and propellant free, 100% pure non-aerosol avocado oil. This is very helpful just to quickly grab, squirt when I'm doing my meal prep to have some avocado spray on hand. I like it better than like Pam type sprays when I'm doing my meal prep. The next kitchen gadget or kitchen tools that you're going to want to have while you're doing your meal prep to speed up your meal prep is 2 different types of tongs. I have these metal tongs that I use in my cast iron skillet, but I intentionally have them different. You can see the red handles on there versus the black handles. This one is for raw meat, red raw meat. So then when I'm doing meal prep, I'm not commingling raw meat with cooked meat. This one is for cooked meat. It also has on there the stick resistant tongs on there too. You could use either or. I like these for my cast iron skillet, but then that way I'm not potentially poisoning myself with raw meat salmonella. These go on a plate while I'm cooking to keep everything sanitized, clean and simple, but it's a very good system and routine to help speed up my meal prep. And I'm not chronically using a lot of tools to have to clean up later. I have designated meat tongs or things that I'm using for raw meats when I'm cooking fish, beef, pork, chicken, seafood. I want to make sure that I have 2 different ones for cooked and uncooked tongs. The next meal prep gadget is a pretty basic one, but one I would highly recommend is masking tape. I encourage Scotch brand. I have found that it doesn't peel off when I'm labeling my meal prep items for the week. I'll use them on top of my containers. They don't peel off when they're frozen or if they're in the kitchen or if they get a little moisture on them. I have found that the Scotch masking tape works well with a Sharpie marker, but masking tape, you probably have a pen that would even work just as well as a Sharpie, but the Scotch brand actually has been really, really helpful for holding labels when I'm making something, and particularly for my freezer meal prep cooking. I will put on there when it expires, say 3 months out. The meat in there is gonna expire 3 months out. I need to eat it in September 2021 or whatever it is. I will label it with my masking tape. So make sure you have masking tape on hand and set in a particular drawer for your meal prep items. I like to keep them all together so it's really organized in my kitchen for meal prep. The next kitchen gadget that tag teams directly off of that is going to be mason jars. Now I have this type of mason jar. It's from Fond Bone Broth. When I order these, they send in mason jars. I upcycled it. I reused it, I washed it out, and then we have popcorn in here. I don't eat popcorn because I'm on the keto diet, but I do find repurposing these jars for spices and things like that have been very helpful. If you do also have other types of mason jars, I have found mason jars speed up the process because I can quickly look in my kitchen pantry and see through the clear containers that are usually labeled what things are and grab them quickly to be efficient while I'm doing my meal prep. This, for example, is my homemade taco seasoning recipe. If you want that, let me know in the comments. But making my own taco seasoning recipe, things like that, spices or items, if I have leftover, say couscous or something like that, I put them in my mason jars or my ball jars. I have different kinds of wide mouth ones, or you can have smaller ones. I've shown sauce size containers if I make my own ranch dressings for the week. I have very, very small mason jars. I will link all of those down below because they'll last you. You invest in it now and you'll be using it a decade later still for your meal prep. Tag teaming off those mason jars is going to be Pyrex. I love Pyrex containers for a couple of different reasons. One, this one says on here that it's 2 cups. So I easily know as I'm doing my meal prep, oh, it's 2 cups. I don't have to pull out a measuring scoop. It already tells me on the lid. But also, for the rectangle ones, I love using these for 1 or 2 person type casseroles. If I'm doing a keto lasagna or a low carb cabbage lasagna or an egg bake, things like that in my meal prep, these are individual sizes that I can easily freeze, cook, label. It's very simple and they're not huge portions. I'm not cooking for a huge family, so having these single portions has been very, very helpful, and we've literally had them for a decade. We've invested in them once and have used them over and over and over again. We prefer using the Pyrex type ones or even the mason jar type ones versus Ziploc bags or other disposable plastic bags when we are in our apartment. Our next kitchen gadget is the Sboly Brew 2 Ways, works with ground coffee and K-Cups pods. This was sent to me by the Sboly company, and I thought it was a great example for a kitchen gadget to have a minimalist type kitchen. It's small, I can use it for two different purposes, either ground coffee or K-Cup coffee, and it's not gonna take up a substantial amount of my kitchen space when I'm doing meal prep, which I love coffee. If you guys wanna see my iced coffee meal prep for the week, I'm happy to show that to you guys. But tools like these that you can repurpose for other items, but are also small, extremely helpful. Which, by the way, the reusable capsule holder for the K-Cup saves space because I can just buy the ground coffee filter, the ground coffee for it, as opposed to more of these K-Cups. It actually saves on space. So thank you, Sboly, for sending this Brew 2 Ways for me. I highly recommend it, and we'll put it down in the description link below. If you are looking for a single serving coffee maker, this would be the one I would encourage you to get. And kitchen gadget number 13 to speed up your meal process is more so a kitchen hack, is I love grass-fed butter. Kerrygold butter is my go-to for butter when I'm doing meal prep. What I do is I take out either the night before or the morning of my butter and literally leave it on the counter. You can cover it so it's sanitized. You can even put it in one of your awesome Pyrex dishes if you want to have a lid on it. But I like having it at room temperature. It's not going to spoil the butter, but I can literally get my portions out much more easily as opposed to having a refrigerator stiff block of butter. Having one that's easily spreadable and pliable makes the meal prep process faster because it's already at room temperature. It's squishy. It's ready to go. It's ready to go in, coach. Put me in. So I don't have to waste time during my meal prep waiting for it to thaw or cutting it out and microwaving it. It's already at room temperature. So put out the night before your butter or the morning of if you're doing it after a couple of hours to ensure that it's at room temperature. Gadgets helpful and for your meal prep. Make sure that you share it with a friend. If you have a friend that you're doing meal prep with, share this video with them so they can get the hacks. 2, click like so other people can see this video. And also number 3, click subscribe with the bell notifications so you don't miss any of our videos. We have a full playlist linked down below that I would love for you to watch for kitchen gadgets, minimalist type kitchen and apartment living. And finally, if you want to get a virtual tour of Amaze Apartment homes in the beautiful NoDa District in Charlotte, North Carolina, that will be in the description link below for you too. You can take a virtual tour from your seat to see more about Amaze Apartment home. It has been my pleasure being with you guys today. Can't wait to see you again next time and check out the next video. Make a powerful day, my friends. Bye, guys.